What is up, everybody? My name is Whooped. I have an exciting video for you guys today. My good friend Kay played someone over 500 MMR higher than him in the weekend tournament, and even though he didn't win, it was such a close game I wanted to show it. Or maybe he did, no spoilers. Kay is 1638 MMR, and his opponent, whose name translates to something like I am the master, is just under 2150. The dude is an absolute menace. So this is some David vs. Goliath stuff right here. So Kay took Farseer Specialist and his Stormcallers and Crawlers, and his opponent, I am the master, took Sabertooth Specialist, and he is Sledgehammers and a Marksman. So he's not running Elite Marksman on his Marksman, which is pretty interesting. And he's running definitely heavy Sledgehammer, heavy offensive. So Kay's coming out in a standard build. So me and Kay have actually worked with each other. I don't want to say I'm like his official coach, but I've unofficially coached him in standard. And, you know, he has his own ideas on positioning, but, you know, it's pretty typical with the arc lights in front of the towers. Spread out your Stormcallers a little bit. I actually have my Stormcallers a little bit more centralized, but I'd say the wider Stormcallers is generally more accepted. The Master is also coming out in what looks like a standard build. Typically what people do is they'll have, you know, 2, 3, or 4 Sledgehammers, then they'll pop Field Maintenance. And it's actually a lot of beef to get through. Round 1 might go to K because he has the Chaff Clear, whereas the Master does not. But again, you know, getting through those Sledgehammers is pretty tough, so we'll see. Looks like the last Stormcaller will fall down on the right, so the Master might get the tower. Ooh, that is not looking good for Jay. His name is JK, by the way. Oh, K actually does pull it through. All right, let's see here. So the Master goes for the Fangs. I think that's a pretty common response. He already has Marksman, so he probably wouldn't take the Phoenix. He has Sledgehammers, you know, he might not take the Trench, it's only one anyway. Probably not going to take the Fire Badger, so I can see, you know, why he took the Fangs. Yeah, the Fangs offer pretty good flank protection. So if, you know, cheeky Wasp plays or, you know, whatnot, and they're late arriving Chaff. So even though they're level 2 and give more XP, they still offer you a little bit of flank protection, but K opts for the Fire Badgers. So he's going with the cheeky play. He's trying to flank with the Fire Badgers. Looks like he threw down Marksman just in case the Master went with the Phoenix. Again, I don't think he would go for the Phoenix just because he already has Marksman, and typically, not always, but typically you go with one or the other because you don't want to spend range on both. Looks like the Fire Badgers will go down to the well-placed Stormcallers though. So maybe a missed opportunity for K. He took a chance and it didn't work out too well, but it did, you know, occupy a lot of their attention, so we'll see. It's a pretty even fight on the left, but all of the Master's units are behind the tower on the right, so K has an opportunity to take the tower, and he does. This is going to be really big for K. To win a round he might not otherwise have won. Even though the flank didn't turn out to be the greatest, it positioned the units in such a way that he was able to take the tower and take advantage of it. And K takes the round. Very interesting. It's round 3, so he gets his Farseer now. That could be a nice damage spike. Alright, so laser sights for the Master. I'm guessing K's also going to go for laser sights, but you never know, he could go. I was going to say he could go for the Rhino and try to make another cheeky play happen, but he goes for the laser sights, I'm guessing, for the Farseer. Typically, you put it on the Farseer right now, and then you can sell it at a later date, you know, if you want to put laser sights in something else. K buying more Fire Badgers to use on the left now. Despite him already having Stormcallers there, K still says, listen, you're gonna have to stop this. K is forcing his opponent to stop it. He realizes, you know, he has Stormcallers there, does not care. The Master throwing down Sledgehammers to stop this. Fire Badger push. It doesn't look like it's working terribly well though. K still gets tremendous value out of it. And again, we're finding ourselves in a position where even though the flanks were stopped, the units are positioned in such a way that they're behind the tower. So they're late arriving, which puts a lot of pressure on the Master's towers. And K is able to take advantage of it this time on the left. Now I'm interested to see if the Master places Sledgehammer on the left side this time, in order to put a stop to this Fire Badger madness. And K gets the right tower. K is just bulldozing his way through right now, which is, you know, I mentioned earlier that, you know, I worked with K a lot, maybe the unofficial coach, and this is not at all how I play. He is playing well above my means. Oh, that'd be crazy to see barrier. Went with advanced targeting system. Okay. Man, that would have been crazy to see barrier dropped in the corner. Oof. K going with crawlers, so he's saying, yeah, you stopped it, but I'm doubling down now. K doubling down on these flank pushes. This is insane. I don't know if this is standard or aggro. It's a little bit of both. We'll call it stagro. He opted for the advanced targeting system, which is really good in like long range mirror matches. Not so good if you're going Fire Badger flank, but he might be doing this just to buy enough time to build out his board so he can win the Stormcaller v Stormcaller battle, which I totally understand if that's the case. If I'm the Master, I'm suspecting that K is going to sell out of his flanks now that, you know, I put a stop to it. I do not suspect a double down, which might catch him off guard. I'm a little worried about K not building out his board though. It's still pretty vanilla, pretty simple. He only has the 2 Stormcallers, the 2 Marksmen, you know, the 2 Arclights, the starting chaff. Most of his resources are in these flanks, which, you know, is a threat for sure, but if they get shut down, really puts K in a difficult position. Oh my gosh. These Fire Badgers are doing work. They're already going to be level 3 next round. They have 36,000 damage and counting. Again, we're finding ourselves in a position where the Master cannot kill these flanks fast enough. K is pushing forward to these towers and putting so much pressure on them that he's actually taking them. Round number 4 will go K's way again. This is absolutely insane what we're watching right now. Who knew Fire Badgers would be so OP? Looking back all the times I was Fire Badger specialist, I never thought of doing this. And he's doing it against someone who's over 500 MMR points higher than him. That's crazy, man. The Master already down to 1900 HP. It's only round 5. Super heavy armor. Super heavy armor on his level 3 Fire Badgers. And he gets Ignite? K is insane. What the heck are we watching right now? K borrows at round 5. The Master responding with Rhinos on the flank. Now typically Rhinos would be a good response to stop these Fire Badgers. But he's not going to stop level 3 Fire Badgers with super heavy armor and Ignite. I'm sorry, it's going to take a lot more than 1 Rhino to stop that. This is crazy. K's Farseer is now level 2 as well. So it looks like the Master is starting to stabilize on his left. Excuse me, K's left, his right. But these Fire Badgers are an absolute menace right now. K is pushing so heavily into this right tower because he cannot stop that flank. So right now it's a race to see, is the Master going to get K's tower or is K going to get his? Oh, it looks like K got the tower and with it the round. I don't even know what I'm watching right now. This is just, this goes against everything I know about Mechabellum. This is absolutely crazy. Just over 800 HP now. This is a difficult decision. What do you go with? I can see the Master going with the Wraith to try to really shore up these flank defenses. Maybe even the Overlord. He has to do something to stop these flanks so he can get into position to battle the main fight. So the Master opts for the Vulcan. You know, I'm not sure I agree with this, because K's chat presence isn't that great. Right now, I'd say his biggest threat is this flank. And I think you have to do whatever you can to shut down this flank. K opting for Overlords. So not only does he have flank threat, but he also has an air threat right now. And the Master only has 2 marksmen. So this is not at all the position you want to be if you're the Master. Master throwing down oil though, and he will ignite this oil with the Vulcan. So K will take some damage, but the thing is he doesn't really have that much here. So only a little bit, you know, 2 packs of crawlers, and I think the storm crawlers will die. Alright, looks like these fire badgers are finally getting shut down fast enough. But we don't know if that's because, you know, the oil and fire is placed down, or if, you know, he's just stabilizing. But it looks like the Master is able to hold off, you know, his right and left. And K might be in trouble. You know, he might have had a 5 or 6 round window, and if the Master stabilizes, his board is just a little bit more built out than K's. Oh, it all comes down to this one Overlord. This marksman has laser sights. If he locks onto the Overlord, K loses. Oh, and it's a round. Looks like the Master has officially stabilized. K might be in trouble now. He took the first few rounds, but I don't know if it's looking all that great. Curious to see what they choose here. K going to skip. He said, we don't need super supply enhancement because this game will not last long enough for that to be effective. I love K's mentality. He's like, we're borrowing, we're paying the range tax, and we're ending the game. The Master opting for efficient giant manufacturing, which is very interesting because if you take that card, you're thinking this game's going to last quite a while. You know, enough for you to place down multiple giants. K threw down wasps. Realizing that this flank is taking up so much time that he has an opportunity to flank some wasps from the corner to put pressure on this tower. The Master still did not level up this tower. It is a level 1 tower, so if these wasps get there in time, it will go down. The Master throwing down a couple marksmen to take care of these Overlords, but not anticipating a wasp threat. K put forward positioning crawlers to try to mitigate some of these this Vulcan incendiary bomb damage. This is incredible though, because I don't think the Master is actually prepared to take on a wasp push right now. And he gets double shot, which is not what you want if you're the Master, because that increases the reload time. That makes your reloads 15% slower, which is not what you want if you're trying to kill wasps. It's absolutely what you want if you're trying to kill Overlords, but not wasps. And even though this flank is taken care of, the units are so far back that the wasps actually have a free path to the tower. Only a few of them are going down. Looks like they're getting a hit. And K took the tower. That is absolutely huge for K. What can he do with these 9 seconds of downtime is the question. What's important for the Master is keeping these marksmen alive. He has 3 of them alive right now. He's going to have to do a lot of work. One of them goes down. He only has 2 more marksmen left. He really needs these marksmen to stay alive if he wants any chance of staying in this game. Looks like another marksman went down. It's down to the last marksman, who is now... Oh no, his tower went down too. It's down to the last marksman, his last unit. I don't think there's any way he wins this game. K doing the impossible. David beating Goliath. Congratulations to K. That was an outstanding win. Wow, I can't believe what we just saw. K coming through with such an impressive win. This was such a good game, I had to show it. I'm honestly so impressed and so happy for K. That was an incredible victory. He put so much pressure on the flank that the Master just could not respond to it. And then even when he started to stabilize, K realized that he had such an opportunity to put a corner push on now. If you enjoyed the game, if you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing. I'm Whooped. Thanks for watching.
This is Mechabellum. Mechabellum, ayy, and it's going down. Whooped, got it poppin'.